Good morning, Claire, Vivian, thanks for coming for breakfast.
Thank you.
We're in here in sunny Dunedin. Look at it, it's beautiful. What an awesome place. Beautiful view.
Great spot.
Absolutely.
I love it. So thanks for having us, it's unreal. Now last night we spoke about having eggs, but having eggs with the yolk runny and the protein part, the white, cooked, because that's going to benefit your cholesterol levels, right? Now it doesn't mean that you can't have an omelette every now and then. So I thought what we'll do is cook up an omelette. Now many people when they cook up omelettes they use butter or margarine or they use olive oil to grease the pan, and that's not necessary. You don't really need to do that. So what I thought we'd do is I'd chop up some vegetables, and we're just using vegetables that are left over in the fridge. So there's nothing else growing on them, which is fine. Okay. So they're still fresh. Yep. But I didn't get a chance to go shopping again last night, but we had all these vegetables left over, and I thought what we'll do is we'll put those into an omelette. And that's one of the greatest things, and being a student, Claire, it's a wonderful thing to do, because you can just, at the end of the week, chop up everything you got, get a couple of eggs, because they're inexpensive, and then you've made an omelette, and that's a great meal.
Yeah.
Simple?
Okay. Sounds great.
Any questions? Any questions?
Is egg yolk, is it unhealthy if it's not cooked?
Ah, good question. See, there's always one, and Vivian, I'm sure you're thinking the same thing. So
it's just going through my head.
Is egg yolk unhealthy if it's cooked? Now, it's not unhealthy, it's just that it doesn't provide the benefit that you would get from the biotin if it was raw. So the biotin, which is one of the ingredients or one of the nutrients inside egg yolk that assists with the production of HDL cholesterol, so good cholesterol in the body, is denatured, largely by heating the yolk. So you won't necessarily get the cholesterol lowering benefit from the egg in an omelette or scrambled eggs or something like that. However, we've got all these vegetables with phytonutrients and other chemicals in them, good chemicals, that will assist our body in manufacturing good cholesterol and hopefully decreasing your LDL, which is your bad cholesterol. So there's other things that are involved in the manufacture of cholesterol. And because we're leaving saturated fat out of the equation, except for in the eggs, we're actually going to be going a long way to helping the body out.
Okay.
Pretty simple.
Seeing this.
So we've prepared all this, it's all done. So I've got garlic and some jalapeno chilies in there and some spring onion. Nice. Anyone not like chili?
No, good.
No, it's fine.
Nice and easy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now, a good espresso.
So this will be good to watch.
The omelets never look what?
Great.
Great.
Good to watch.
I want to see. I thought it was so weird, I wouldn't spoon before, but we don't have one. Now, the stove is on, so it's preheated. And often that's a good thing to do. So if you're poaching eggs, you can brush your teeth while the water's boiling. So, but in this particular case, we're going to be using no water. Oh, no boiling water. So to stop it from sticking, what you do is you put it in there as it's heating up, and then you add a little bit of water to cook it, and that'll actually stop it from sticking and burning and denaturing too much, which is nice and easy. I like that. Some people like to have a really, really hot pan when you put the veggies in and that sort of thing, and that can be absolutely fine as well. But I find
So you've got that on. You are on high.
we're on super high.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, when you cook foods, you often liberate a lot of the enzymes and a lot of the other vitamins and minerals and nutrients. And what that means is that you get access to more nutrients often if you cook it. So for example with carrots, when you chew or juice a carrot, or you cook a carrot, you actually liberate a lot of the beta-carotenes. And the beta-carotenes, which are the colours in the carrot, are the things that turn into vitamin A, and so that's good for your eyes. And that's a great thing with tomatoes. When you cook tomatoes, you actually liberate lycopene, and lycopene becomes more powerful. And lycopene is also an antioxidant, but also assists in keeping the skin healthy and slowing down burn rates and all that sort of thing.
So you don't necessarily have to keep everything quite natural, as in it's stated as it's grown. By cooking it, it's good too.
That's right. Yeah. You don't want to overcook it. You don't want to burn it and turn it into something that might be not resembling what it used to be. But you just want to make it soft enough, or at least heated enough, that it allows the expression of some of the enzymes. So we've got that cooking. It smells good, doesn't it? I purposely haven't turned the fan on so we can drown ourselves in the smell. But I love the smell. And notice that there's no oil. Though you could use oil if you wanted to cook, you don't have to.
I did have a husband and my flatmates laugh when I put water in the pan.
Do they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that I've got flatmates that laugh. But,
So So you go the hardest vegetables first after you put the herbs in. Exciting?
So no ginger. Would you go for ginger at any point in the?
Yeah, absolutely, but I didn't have any ginger in the fridge.
Oh, I see.
You certainly could, and
Yeah.
depending on the sorts of flavours that you want to bring out. You know, so bless you. Crew. Is it the chili?
I don't know, something was catching in my throat earlier.
Okay,
Sorry.
that's fine.
Could be the chili, because I don't have a garlic and do that today.
Very powerful.
Okay, so we'll just let that sizzle away, simmer away.
Okay.
Look good. I've got it too now.
Catch me
Could be the
like.
chili. Could be the chili.
So how many eggs have you done there? Are you going to add all the vegetables, or do you put when the vegetables are cooked, do you put it in with the eggs and whisk it up?
So, what I'm going to do is cook up all the vegetables, just get them all to, nice, still crispy and crunchy, but just liberated in terms of getting the nutrients out. So it's about 30 to 40, maybe a minute in terms of time, 30 to 40 seconds, maybe a minute. And then I put the eggs in there, and we'll just cook the bottom of it, and then we'll pop it into the oven and cook the top of it.
So I guess you're not going to put lavishes of grated cheese on that.
We've got feta,
Oh,
so
good.
can't get
That'll be just fine.
Yeah.
You Kiwis, you're so reasonable. Imagine if you put dairy in a meal, gosh. Just wouldn't be Kiwi. So,
It's not apricots there, you'd be right. It's kiwi.
apricots?
Yeah.
Is it?
Apricots.
Apricot chicken, apricot
Apricot
eggs,
chicken.
apricot, yeah, fair enough. Apricot omelettes. So you put apricot in the omelettes?
No.
Still smells good, doesn't it?
It does smell good, and it's looking really colourful. I like
Yeah.
it.
Looks good. So these here can be used to season. These are crunchy beans, right? Remember last night we spoke about life force?
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
I put my mung beans on this morning.
Yeah.
You grew some?
Sorry?
You grew some?
Yes, I did. I
Yeah.
thought, right, I'll get those out there. Yeah.
Yeah, some mung beans here. As they grow, they express life force, and so in them is a type of energy that you can't measure. You just can't measure it. It's like when somebody's alive, there's an energy that you can't measure, and when they're dead, they still weigh exactly the same thing, right? So nothing's actually lost except for the energy. Same sort of thing here. Energy, life force. The more of that you get into your body, the better. So if you get food that's nice and fresh, it's fantastic. It's still growing. I'm getting hungry now.
Very colourful.
Yes, what does it remind you of so far? Almost a whole traffic light. Look at that. So we've got red now.
It's good,
Next
yeah.
time, yeah.
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 We've got the tomato. So we've got capsicum, tomato, carrot, jalapeno chilies, spring onion, and garlic. It's pretty good, isn't
That
it?
looks so
Great,
good.
yeah.
I like that too.
Certainly could.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter what vegetables you've got. The more vegetables you've got in the fridge, the better.
Yeah.
And so even if you've got onions growing, green things at the top, you can still chop those up.
Still eat them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It just means it's trying to express, it's trying to, rebreed so that it can stay alive.
Yeah.
It's pretty smart, isn't it? And we're not frying, we're not denaturing, it's just holding together beautifully. So it's be quite a moist omelette, there's a lot of moisture in this.
You did it so well, like a salsa. Yeah.
It is actually.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, not enough onion though, is there?
No. No.
Okay. Onion is brilliant. That's brilliant. What's coffee?
It's going to be.
Good idea, we should do that, didn't they?
So how many eggs did you put in there and whisk up?
Sorry.
How many eggs?
I've got 12 eggs in there.
Oh gosh, wow.
Because we're going to feed the masses today. There are people walking up the mountain to come and eat with us. There are 4 of us
We're
here
at the
now,
top.
and we'll be all good. So it'll be terrific.
Walk up afterwards.